Hello, and welcome back to another video on happiness is no charge. Chances are you clicked on this video because you're interested in panic attacks. Information. You might be looking for a technique that can help stop them. You're in the right place. I'm Steve Barham. I'm an independent emotional researcher, and I have the problem. Let me tell you about my panic attack, and let me tell you about how my technique helped stop it. They don't happen any longer. Okay, there's a technique, and it works. And it works on some very sound and well-practiced principles and concepts and theories because, well, I've been doing this technique for 7.5 years on all sorts of things. And it works on panic attacks, stress, anxiety attacks. I'm going to tell you exactly what those actually are right now, okay? Shock. It's exactly what they are. They're really shock attacks of a certain wavelength and frequency that we interpret as a panic attack, panic or fear or stress or anxiety or whatever. Mine came in the form of a bolt, a lightning bolt striking down through my body. It was very electric. And the main emotion was absolute dread. Dread and impending doom. And there was no reason for it. None. None, really. Well, there was this one little reason. Turns out that my panic attack, my shock attack, was a psychosomatic event. It had really nothing to do with present time conditions and environment. There was only one little similar thing that the freaking subconscious, stupid or smart as it is, okay, latched onto and went wham! I was driving at the time. And there were circumstances, okay? I had a friend. She lived in another town nearby, about 25, 30 miles away. Well, she was embroiled with her neighbors over a property dispute, okay? Adverse possession. And they had been very mean and nasty. And so I was going over there and helping her with cleaning up her place and this, that, and the other thing. Well, months and months go by, and I'm going out there and stuff, and months go by. Well, one day, it's a nice Saturday or Sunday, it's a weekend. I'm not worried about anything, really, you know. Although it has been very intimidating and antagonistic over there. And so I'm in my car, I'm driving over there. Nothing wrong. I'm just bombing along, you know, and stuff. And I'm about to I go down this little dell and come up, and I'm about to go into this S curve. Okay, so right in front of me is an embankment. Fortunately, it wasn't a cliff. Okay. But there was an embankment there, and then it turns to the right, and then it turns to the left, okay? And then it goes down to a stop sign and the next highway. Well, I get about 100 feet or so from the first corner of the S-curve. Kerblam! Right down through me, this bolt of lightning hits me. My whole body feels it. It's like an electric shock shot down through my whole entire body. I went, "Ah!" You know, I'm driving. My vision starts to dim. I'm headed for this embankment. I'm doing about 40. Okay. It's a 15 or 20 mile an hour S-curve. So I've got to slow down. Well, I'm going, oh, no, what the heck is this? What the heck is that? I don't do this. What the heck is this? You know? And I'm slow down, and my vision is getting, you know, tunnel vision and stuff is dimming. And so I slow down, concentrate, focus, turn, okay, turn, I make it through the S-curve, and oh God, thank you so much, and I go down to the stop sign, and oh God, thank God that's over with, and it started to subside. I kind of forgot about it the rest of the day. Okay, real weird. Okay, and I came back through that whole way, you know, from over at the lady's place, from her place back home. I came through that whole place, didn't have an episode. So that was my panic attack. Shock. Absolute feeling of dread and fear, and worst case scenario, the world ending, you know, gloom and doom, I mean disaster and impending doom. Nothing bad happened over there that day. The neighbors were gone. Turns out that it wasn't just stress. The heck was it then? It was a psychosomatic event. Mine turned out to be a psychosomatic event. Something reminded my subconscious of something similar a very long time ago. I didn't even know what it was about at the time. Subconscious didn't say, oh, this is what it's about. No, it just hit me with this shock and dread and impending doom episode. There wasn't any other content. There was just the emotion and the shock. Okay, that was about 1997, maybe 96, 97, late 96 or early 97 could have been. Fast forward 14 years, 13, 14 years to 2010. I know my technique now because I discovered my technique in early 2009. In my work, Happiness is No Charge, I say probably March or April, but it was really more like January or February because it was before tax time, and it was before we got the stimulus package, that $250, you know, to go out and buy things for the economy and stuff like that. Well, I had gone out and bought a projector screen, a projector, multimedia projector, for watching movies and stuff. And it was before that. I discovered the technique before that, and so that was probably in February. So I probably discovered the technique actually in late January or early February. I was still very sick and not well, and so my sense of time and things when I wrote the book was kind of off still, because I was still pretty out of it. I'd only known the technique when I wrote the book. I'd only known the technique for about a year. A little over a year, about a year and a half or so. And so 14 years later, it's 2010, friend calls me up on the phone. He lives in Staten. It's another town nearby, about 35 miles away. He's having a computer problem, and I'm okay with computers and stuff. I've done work for him before and stuff, so I say, sure, I'll be right over and stuff. It's evening, it's getting dark and stuff. It's winter time, it's getting dark. It's about 5:30 or so. I hang up. Everything's amicable. He's a well-known friend, etc. I start getting nervous. I just start getting nervous. It mounts. It continues. It grows. I just get nervous. Why am I getting so nervous? Why am I getting so nervous? Well, I know a little bit more now than I did the first time, okay, which hit me out of the blue. It kind of blindsided me, but this time I'm aware that this may well be something, okay? So I ask my subconscious, I just directly ask my subconscious, what is this? What is going on here? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Okay? Flash. I see the road. I see the spot. I see the S-curve. Oh, that's what this is about. This is another psychosomatic event going back to the first panic attack. You see? Okay? It's a reminder by the subconscious. And so I'm getting nervous. Something bad's about to happen. You know? Oh, since I asked the subconscious and it showed me that, oh, I'm going to be going through not just a similar place, not just a similar environment, I'm going back to the exact same place. I'm going to be taking that exact same road and be going through that exact same place. I'm going to be going through that S-curve where I had the previous panic attack episode, shock episode, whatever you want to call it, shock attack. I have observed that these are based on shock and they're giving you a shock, and so really they're a shock attack. Your body is in shock. And the subconscious is reminding me of an earlier time when I was in shock. And so I'm nervous. I don't want that to happen, so I get nervous. Okay? It mounts and mounts and mounts and mounts. I'm getting my hat on, I'm getting my jacket on, and it mounts and mounts and mounts. I get out to the car, I'm getting in the car, I'm getting really, really nervous. It mounts and mounts and mounts. I back out the car, I get on the way and stuff. I'm even in a different car. Okay? The only thing similar is that spot in the road. That's really the trigger. That's the association. That's why I'm having this reaction. You don't get a reaction without an association. We have an associative mind, and we have an associative subconscious. There's something in there that associates. I call it the associator. Okay. Just to give it a name. So here I am in the car driving. I start doing my technique on nervousness, the nervous charge and tension that I'm feeling. I'm 10 miles away from that spot in the road. I'm a good 5 to 10 minutes away from that spot in the road, and I'm doing my technique already. A little further along, I have the realization that that's what it's about. It's about the location. This is a location association. It's the same place, and the subconscious is associating that location. and there's a charge there where this bad thing happened and I had this panic attack, and now I'm nervous about going through there. So I do the technique on the location association charge. If you've been watching my videos, you know about emotional charge. Well, it isn't just emotions that are a charge. The mind makes associations and there's charge there. So this is a location association charge, and I start doing the technique and doing the technique and doing the technique. I get to that spot in the road. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't. My feelings have not stopped. They've been going off all this time, and they continue as I go through the S curve and down to the stop sign, onto the other road, and out to my friend's house. And I did my technique that whole time, and generally things resolve. I came back that same way, still doing my technique. My friend had an ongoing computer problem. I had to go back. So I went there a second time, all the way over. I did my technique. I was feeling nervous. I was feeling anxious. I was still, being hit with it. And so I came back a second time, okay, through there, and I did my technique because it was still going on. My friend still had an ongoing issue, so I had to go back a third time. So I'm doing my technique all the way over. I do my technique all the way back the third time. It's about a half hour each way, okay? So that's 3 times. And I've done the technique about a half hour each way. That's about 3 hours of doing my technique. And it's still there somewhat. It's still there. I'm still nervous. I'm still anxious. It's still a feeling on my nervous system. It's a sensation. It's a charge. It's a sensation charge. Sensations and perceptions, the signals that your nervous system are getting is a charge. There's a load there. It's an electrical-like load, and it is an electrical load. The cells produce electricity. There's an electric current going through your body. This isn't me. Go look it up. You don't have to depend on me for anything. You got the internet. You got fingers or voice or whatever. You can look it up. Okay? You don't have to depend on me. I go over there a 4th time. I go through that spot. I go around the corner in the first part of the S curve. I get almost to the other curve. I go, huh. Oh, that was that spot. I didn't even realize that I'd gone through that spot. I'd totally forgotten about doing my technique. I didn't feel nervous. So I didn't do my technique. This is the 4th time I've gone through there. And this time, I didn't feel a darn thing. Oh, that was that spot in the road. Oh, huh, I didn't feel anything. Hey, it's over with. It's gone. There's no charge there. Awesome. I come back, the same thing. Nothing. The 5th time I'm going over there, my friend really had a computer problem, okay? It was ongoing. So anyway, he needed some card installed, and I had to, send for it and wait for it and take it over to him and this, that, and the other thing. Well, anyway, the 5th time I go over there, as I go down into the little dell, there's a cow over there in a field. Moo! I'm laughing. I come up to the spot in the road just before the S curve, and there's a donkey over here in this little field over here by this home. I go, hee-haw, 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 and I'm laughing my rear end off as I go through the S curve. It's gone. See, there's no nervousness, there's no tension, there's no pressure, there's no stress, there's no anxiety, there's no dread, there's no impending doom, there's no shock, there's no charge left on this association with this place in the road to be triggered itself. To be triggered. There has to be a charge for the association to be triggered to give you the reaction. True. It's a fact. It's not theory any longer. I know. I proved it. Okay. And so, fifth time I came back, nothing. Sixth time I went over there, nothing. Sixth time I come back, nothing. You know, every time I go in there now, you know, it's nothing. They've stopped. If I feel anything in the memory of looking at that, the feeling is a twinge, a tad of a twinge. It's only about 1/billionth of what it was at the time, let alone the first one. The first one was a 1 million out of 10. I mean, it was kerblam! I'm in shock, you know. I almost crashed my car. If you want to see my car, look up X Boomer 1's 1972 Datsun 240Z, and that's the car I was in when that happened. I made a video on my car. Go watch it. It's cool. So anyway, now there's a, excuse me, I bumped the camera. Now there's a technique that you can learn and you can do on yourself. Whenever you have a negative emotion, whenever you have these types of events, you're having a shock episode. And my technique works on shock. That's why it works on stress, because your body, your nervous system, is in a type of shock. It's not all train wreck, death, and tragedy. It's that darn boss of mine giving me an overload of work every day for months. Okay? The guy asks for the impossible, you know, and I keep doing the impossible, you know, because I work the big bucks, okay? So anyway, there's a technique. Go to my website, click the link below, and go to my website, hnc-today.weebly.com, and excuse me, learn about charge, learn about emotional charge. You can hover over the top menu there and go to more, and down the first one, the first menu item is emotional charge page, and learn about emotional charge, because this is what's being triggered. This is what you're going through. This is actually what you're going through, is this thing called emotional charge. It doesn't matter if it's tension or pressure or stress and anxiety or panic or fear or just mild worry or concern, or if it's out and out terror. It's this thing called emotional charge. Okay? And panic attacks and anxiety attacks and these shock attacks, they're based on this whole principle. Okay? Because that's what gets triggered, is the emotion and the shock. Okay? Some people have flashbacks, you know, when they're back in Afghanistan. Okay? And it's the shock and the doom and the dread and the danger that's being triggered. And that is a charge. This technique can work on that. It doesn't matter what type or what happened. The technique works on the charge of what happened, that load that is on you, that load that is affecting you. The technique can help that not only just reduce, but as I've shown you with my panic attack, stop. It can be over with. If there's a little twinge there still, you can do the technique on the charge of that twinge, because that's an anxiety twinge charge. See? Simple. This is a simple 1, 2, 3 step technique. It's really a no-brainer, let me tell you. Okay, it's simple, easy, and quick. You could do this technique while skydiving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull the ripcord. Oh, shoot. No, shoot. Okay. Pull the emergency cord. Okay. Oh, and do the technique all the way to the ground. Okay. And for, when you get your chute repacked and going back up in the airplane to do it all over again, you could be doing my technique. And by the time you jump again, you probably feel better. Okay? Because the association charged with those negative emotions and that negative event can be over with. It can be dissipated. The energy can be dissipated. It can be gone, transferred out of you. So click the link, go to the website, learn about Happiness is No Charge. There are 2 versions, a Kindle book and a DVD. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time. And remember, happiness is no charge, no negative emotions. Take care.